Shalom, shalom. This is the part two to the original video. Like I said, I didn't mean it to get that lengthy, but it is a lot of information I'm bringing out, so I decided to break it into two parts. So I'm gonna jump right back in. Lord willingly, the video is edifying. Um, so basically, it ended on that video ended on basically they were saying how basically because the way that the fiat system is set up that and how U.S. debt, they didn't go into how all nations are tied to the U.S. debt, but they did kind of go into because they were saying how if our debt, like basically, if jobs and everything in our economy crashes, it's going to cause a worldwide economy crash. And he said it's never happened in history, but so it's going to be. All you can do is try and prep and but he says never happened in history, but the scriptures literally tell you that hey, it's going to be a time when gold and silver isn't going to be working. Now gold and silver actually have real values. People don't even know gold you can ingest because your body's made of minerals, and gold comes from the earth. Your body comes from the earth. I remember I told somebody that and they looked at me like I was retarded. They show you that on them little different shows with that dude, Two Chains, on that most expensive shit. Like they'll go to restaurants that'll make food, steaks and chicken wings and gold dust. Your body can actually ingest gold, but yet still people so fucking like money hungry. They don't even take the time to think about what nobody's saying. You know what I mean? The ancient Egyptians supposedly ingested gold dust. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like for your brain, like that movie Limitless. That pill supposed to have been limitless. You know what I mean? So that's just showing you again how we living in ancient Egypt too. I mean, well, not ancient Egypt, but we living in the modern day Egypt, Salakia. Because, like I said, and you got that one little show with the little midget guy. That I think he's Dominican. He look like he a Jake, but he a little midget, and he talk real funny. Like he Dominican or he a Northern Kingdom. But long story short, he was eating gold dust. So this is the book of James, chapter 5, verse 2, because like I said, at the end of the day, the scriptures talk about it's gonna be a time where, money ain't gonna be worth nothing. It says, James 5 and 2, your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as if were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. So basically, you got people that's really trying to keep this. What I mean? You got people that stored up gold, actual real gold. Gold and silver, like I said, is always going to have a value. That's why you got people now trying to invest in. Why you think like Russia and China, like that was all in the news. Russia and China stockpiling gold. But America doesn't have any. You get what I'm saying? Like, these elites, these rich, wealthy people, they may have some. Why do you think all these rich, wealthy people, these actors and entertainers are dual citizens? Like that bitch Holly Berry. That bitch is married to a Edomite, I believe. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be French. That dude that played in, I can't think. I think it was SWAT, the remake of SWAT. And basically, he's from France. She's a dual citizen of France. Just like Jesse Ventura. He's a dual citizen. I think he's married to Issacharite. He's a dual citizen. He got citizenship in Mexico. And so everybody, like even Cat Williams made this joke. He said, shit, even Drake can run back to Canada. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all don't have nowhere to run to. The Lord actually jacked this up to a point we gonna have to be here when all this shit go down. I got another scripture. Then I'm gonna bring out some of this article. I'm gonna end the lesson with, like I said, I end up through the Spirit. More precepts came out than I thought. This is another scripture about the how your gold and silver not being, able to save you in the day of destruction. This is the Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowls, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. You have people that fell in love with money, and I brought that out in the last video. For the love of money is the root of all. Well, I ain't bring out that one, but mammon. That's a stumbling block. You got people thinking that they got the Most High dealing with them because they got all this money. You know what I mean? You got a lot of entertainers do that. You know what I mean? Like it's funny. I just literally watched the brother do a video to show you. ain't Al Sharpton a pastor? He said the cornerstone is fucking George Floyd. That's what I'm saying. Like, and you got people that believe that shit when you read the scriptures that tell you the chief cornerstone is the Messiah. This place is very demonic, man. Like, and that's why I pray that the Most High come destroy this wicked ass. Thinking that, I mean, like, I feel like Agent Smith. It stinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the smell. You know what I mean? Like, I hate this fucking place. I mean, I know the men that are doing the truth. Lord willing, we the men, you know, those men, the men that are trying to do the truth, trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. I know they was like, what? I mean, like every day you see something that's contrary to the scriptures, and then you got these people in the limelight and actually like considered. But it said in scripture that he's gonna use the weak things of the world to confound the strong. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it says in the book of Proverbs that let me bear with me for a second. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 11. Salakia, chapter 9, verse 11. It says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding. I had it kind of confused. It says, bread is not given to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding. And we men in the, up under great millstone in this truth, we are men of understanding. The Lord is dealing with us to the point that we're understand the times. We see what's coming. You know what I mean? Brothers was just speaking about that. You got people that's solely like oblivious to what's happening. And that's all the Lord though. Like I said, like, it tells you in scripture, it pleased the Lord by the foolishness of preaching to save those that shall be saved. Roughly paraphrasing. So, at the end of the day, you got people that's totally oblivious to what's happening, but you got the rich or those that will be considered well to do in this world that are completely oblivious to what's going on. But like I said, you got men of understanding that don't have the riches, but they understand what's going on, and that's who the Most High Yahweh is dealing with. I'm gonna bring out a little bit of this article, and then like I said, it's a few more precepts depending on how the spirit move. Depends on if I'm gonna bring them out. Bear with me for a second. Salakia Khan. So this article is out of CNBC. It says economy. Total U.S. debt surges to $55.9 trillion amid big increases in corporate and government borrowing. Publishes yesterday, June 11, 2020 at 12:06, but it was updated at 6:38 p.m. by Jeff Cox. It says key point, debt surged and household net worth tumbled in the first 3 months of the year as initial impact of the coronavirus pandemic hit, according to the Fed. Total domestic non-financial debt jumped by 11.7 to 55.9 trillion, the report said. Debt has increased by 3.2% in the previous quarter. It says George Washington seen with a printed medical mask on the $1 banknotes and illustration taken. Debt surge and household net worth tumbled in the first 3 months. And that's like them. When you take the time to look at this, that's like, if that's a real dollar, this is March 31st. If that's a real dollar, then that's the elites making fun of everything. You know what I mean? Because I hear like in London, the banknote basically had like the coronavirus symbol in it and all that. That's the elites laughing at you. You know what I mean? Because at the end, they look at like us. I ain't gonna say us, Salakia for that. They look at most people like sheeple, you know what I mean? Like dumb, stupid animals. You know what I mean? Like real talk. Like this is their mentality. Debt surged and household net worth tumbled in the first 3 months of the year as the initial impact of the coronavirus pandemic hit, according to the Federal Reserve data released Thursday. Total domestic non-financial debt jumped by 11.7% to 55.9 trillion, the Fed said in its quarterly statement on domestic financial accounts. Debt had increased by 3.2% in Q4 of 2019. So it went from In Q4 of 2019, which that was a bailout, it was 3.2. It went to 11.7 this year. And then they're talking about doing another basically another stimulus package. So I don't think people understand the exact the significance of what $1 trillion is. They put 3 in there. And then they talk about putting another 3. So this is going to actually crash this economy. You know what I mean? And that was the whole point of those videos at the beginning of my video. I may even bring out that video just to like as an ending note. You know what I mean? Just to show people like you know what I mean? Because sometimes you gotta have the kid gloves with Jay. It says, and that's just off the one this year. It jumped 11.7%. So if they doing another one, you don't think it's going to jump probably another 11 point something percent? At the same time, plunging stock market values took a bite out of net worth, which fell 7.4 trillion to 110.8 trillion. Wall Street, however, staged a sharp recovery of its March lows. So much of that loss likely has been made up. Let me explain something to you. How the fuck could the numbers in Wall Street be actually accurate if half the business is not even open? See, what people don't realize is this. It was businesses already failing from last year. So when we came into this new year, the coronavirus or this pandemic is literally like the perfect cover up to a failing economy. Like I said, whenever you take the time to think about this, that's like if you had a big ass hole in your gas tank, right? And you don't never get it fixed. And every time you put gas in there, it's going to leak out. So you're going to have to keep on putting gas in there. That's what they're doing with this economy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should never have to be they have to put this much money again in the economy. It says equity values fell by 7.8 trillion while real estate value increased by 400 billion in the first quarter. That's probably believable because what you don't know is a lot of people lost property and whatnot, but people went and bought that shit at cheaper prices. The biggest debt. Come on, you got these banks that got bailouts, all this fucking money, and they not even lending money. This is the worst time to try and start a business. You know what I'm saying? But you got people talking about, yeah, I'm about to start a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you got a little thing that you do nails, you cut hair, and you making your daily bread off that, ain't nothing wrong with that. But you trying to go invest money into something, that'll be the dumbest shit ever. That's about as dumb as, you got all these people trying to hope to play the stock market like the lottery. You got people that never invested in the stock market at all, putting money in the stock market. It's like it's a big ass demonic spell going on. You know what I mean? Like and this is the whole reason why the generations before, because I had grandparents and older people that I was around that used to not trust banks and keep their money in banks. To show you how much they was really in the spirit. The biggest debt gain come on the business side, rising 18.8, while federal government debt also jumped 14.3. Total federal debt recently passed 26 trillion. Household debt rose 3.9 due in large. So that's what that meant. Because I was watching a video and brothers was talking about 26 trillion. That was just yesterday they did this video. And now they got this video talking about 55 trillion. But they talking about the total debt of the America. With household debt, you know what I mean? Household debt rose 3.9 due in large part to a increase on the mortgage side of 3.2. Consumer debt rose 1.6. The increase in debt and decrease in household worth came as the longest expansion in history came to an end. So that's this man's legacy as well. You know what I'm saying? And who want to leave a legacy like that? That's why I believe, like the elder said, this is it. Trump is that guy. This man literally has a legacy and had people believing I'm gonna make America great again. I know so many niggas that was up there. Oh yeah, you don't know this man. This man mentality ain't even the same as you. He didn't grow up from the ghetto and got something. You know what I'm saying? He was born rich. He don't even look at you like the same. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not. Why do you think, man? And all the people like Omarosas and motherfuckers that try to side with him and say, oh wow, yeah, right. Well, whatever the fuck happened to you, you deserve that. I hate a sellout, man. Like, real talk. You like that dude, fucking Bobby Rush. You went from being a fucking Black Panther, but now you sitting up here working as a senator, but yet still you literally motherfucking pushing the whole bill to actually get everybody to be mandatorily vaccinated. Now that ain't his idea, you know what I mean? But he's the face behind it. They probably went and got that guy like they went and got Shaq at like 10 years old. We gonna make you super nigga. This nigga been a Black Panther, a fucking a pastor. He been like every fucking thing. Like, and that's what they do. They create these fucking characters larger than life, and then put them. That's why they call it. That's why Shakespeare said the world is a stage. A lot of these people are fucking acting, man. And when y'all figure that shit out, it's probably gonna be too late. You got pastors that's just waiting for the government to say, yeah, it's a go, and then they're gonna tell you, yeah, go in there and get that vaccination. Yeah, go in there and get that chip. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing you going to a harlot house and this man's supposed to be actually like guarding for your soul and ain't telling you that you in the midst of wolves. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of wolves, rather. It says early this week, the National Bureau of Economic Research declared that a recession started in February following an 11-year expansion. The bull market and stocks ended the same month but turned around on March 23rd. Yeah, and all that's fake numbers though. Like you gotta remember, Trump ain't even been there for the whole 4 years yet. They trying to say that this expansion was when Obama got in office. Like everything just like get the fuck out of here. You got to remember, we was coming off a recession when Bush was in office. But it's like the Mandela effect. Shit didn't change. People don't remember anything. Like you know what I mean? I knew a lot of people not working when Obama was in office. You know what I mean? Like, you got to remember, this is numbers. Just like they manipulate numbers with the banks to just make up, oh, yeah, here you go. Here's $100,000. But you got to actually use collateral for your house and your boat that you got over there. And, you know what I mean? And then when you default, just imagine how many people just defaulted on fucking loans. You know what I'm saying? What you fail to realize, and that's what made it ingenious how they did it, but it's all the will of the Lord. Our currency, the U.S. dollar, is basically a fiat currency back to oil. Every country deals with oil, so every country is fucked up right now because we're fucked up. Now they trying to get up out of it because like I said, you got countries like China and Russia that's really good partners, that's gonna buy and been buying gold the whole time. I mean, right now you go read articles. China is dumping so much U.S. debt, and that's what's gonna fuck shit up. That's where inflation's about to come in because, like they said, whenever you got a surplus of anything, that literally makes it where it makes the value of it less. What makes something rare and valuable is when it's the least amount of it. So when you got these countries that don't want to hold on to this dollar no more and they start sending that shit back, then that's when they just printed all this money here for us. But then when you got companies, countries like China that's dumping dollars, and China ain't the only one. Russia is probably doing it right along with them. They just ain't talking about Russia like that. You know what I mean? Putin is like a actual like gangster in a suit, but he ain't, you know what I mean? Like he ain't Pookie on the block. He like some Al Capone slash, you know what I mean? Like Meyer, what's the dude that was with I'm going off on some nigga shit, but Salakia, you know what I mean? I can't think of their name right now, but with the dude that was with Bugsy Siegel and whatnot, and Lucky Luciano, Meyer, I can't think of his name. He was an Amalekite though. Long story short, let me get back into some scripture, Salakia. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 21, verse 8. He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial. And I heard a brother bring that scripture out, and I was like, I had to break it out. And when you take the time when you realize how the system works, like I said, basically it's a funny money system. You know what I'm saying? Like, they built it on free labor. They built it on the fact that they're giving you nothing and getting your something. And like I said, that's all witchcraft. You know what I mean? And the Lord coming to destroy it. It tells you in scripture that anybody that suffered, in Salaki, it says, he suffered not a witch to live. You know what I mean? That's an abomination. Like Proverbs 11 says, a false balance is abomination to the Lord. How you gonna have nothing but get my something? Or how you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be a barter is I'm exchanging this for you and you. That's why you see them scales. When you look at Lady Liberty, to show you how they laugh in her face, the justice system is based on Lady Liberty, right? So it's a blind ass lady with a blindfold on with some scales that's unweighed. It's not a balanced scale. If you ever go look at that statue, the scale's not even even. So why would you think this system or this justice system is for your benefit? You know what I mean? If you got money, you can get off. But if you ain't got no money, you could be innocent. You can go to jail. If that shit ain't backwards, like, okay, I got uh, I got two more scriptures now in the lesson. I'm gonna bring out this one scripture and then I'm gonna play another video just to show you, because like I said, for those that are a little bit harder to, it's harder for some people to learn or understand, or some that just want to be, that's the Lord, that if He got you where you stubborn and don't want to see it, that's ultimately the Lord. But this is the book of Jeremiah, because at the end of the day, this place is, no, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get this. It's Isaiah 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Because this place is falling. You see that right now. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you still got people trying to, and it's beautiful to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it's the most beautiful, scariest, exciting time ever, you know what I mean? Because, you got people like, you stand still people at the lakes and parks and whatnot because they trying to keep their mind off what's going on. But like I told my demon, you type of person, you'll smell a dead, you done killed a person, put them in the closet, and act like you don't smell the dead body smell coming up out of there. You know what I mean? Like this bitch is dying. You know what I mean? Like if you can't see that, like, because at the end of the day, while you still able to buy food and whatnot, you got probably three times, way more than that. Come on, they talking about half the businesses is out of work. Literally, I just did a video about the unemployment. Ohio basically is cutting 24,000 people off of unemployment, but not for fraud. So basically, because the unemployment system is not set up to sustain all them people on it. That's why you got all these states that's basically filing for bankruptcy. They said it's like 40 states filing for bankruptcy. So how do you think they're gonna get that revenue? They about to try and raise taxes on those that's working. So that's about to make more people flip out. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit about to be. I'm gonna bring out this video. I got one scripture and then I'm gonna end the lesson. So lock you for making it. Hope I didn't make it too long. Bear with me for a second.
Love most? Peanut butter? Chocolate?
And the spirit is this. You gotta remember. uh, I mean, if you could visually see that, let's say, because I'm okay. There we go. And that's the spirit because at the end of the day, that was in 2017. That's when it was 20 trillion. Like I said, from that report, it just said it surged and it's really 55 trillion. Now, like I said, brothers just did a video. I think they said it was like 26, 27 trillion just yesterday. Now, another report comes out, it's 55. That's double. So when they, because, you got another bill that was passed, I think, in the House, and that's waiting to pass in the Senate, which they probably going to have to pass. It ain't no probably. They going to have to pass it. You got people that literally didn't get no check. You know what I'm saying? Like those stimulus package check. You got people that you got people that they sent out checks to that people that they knew was dead. They didn't even send out all the money because a lot of people that actually owe child support and whatnot, they didn't get no money. So I mean, like all this fluff and smoke and mirrors, like I say. So at the end, I'm gonna bring out this one last scripture, and then I'm gonna close. This is the Book of Babylon, and basically from seeing that visual, that video, you should see when you get that concept in your mind. I mean, this system is based off of fiat. So, like I said, the way that they're printing money, and they just printing it unlimitedly now. So, like I said, I just told you. I'm gonna reiterate again. Just yesterday, enough brothers, at least like 3 or 4 brothers, did a video about it was like 26, 27 trillion a day. Today, I had this article yesterday. I was meant to do it, but I went and did another video and was, being brotherly with a brother. So at the end of the day, I didn't do it. I decided to do it today, and now one of the brothers brought out this, information, but I had it yesterday. So, it's just, ooh, like I said, when people are gonna look up, it's gonna be, like I said, peace and sudden state, like Salakia. People gonna say peace and safety, and then sudden destruction gonna come upon them. That's what's gonna happen. Because, like I said, you got so many people. They just, I mean, show you how Jake is literally just bugged out. Like you had people go loot grocery stores and shit that you might really need. You had Jake looting the villa. And then to show you how they testing they software for the surveillance thing, and that's what I think they're doing. You know what I mean? Because now you're doing the contract tracing shit. You know what I'm saying? Literally, the FBI is involved to go catch all the people that had mess on. Like they literally catching people that had masks on when they was looting. How you think they could do that? Shit gonna be deep. This is the book of Jeremiah, but this place is done. It says Jeremiah chapter 51. I'm gonna start at verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Because at the end of the day, the Most High is put Babylon, aka America, in this position and giving them this position because everything bends to his will, on the left hand and the right hand side. That's why when people say that God is all love and all that, that's show you don't know the scriptures. You get what I'm saying? Like it tells you, it's multiple scriptures that tell you and that's when people have a healthier, more respect for the Most High God. I think that's why a lot of so-called Jake don't believe in God, because who would want to believe in a person that just gonna let you just run all over them? You created everything, and that just show you Esau's philosophy. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you go suck a dick and the Lord gonna forgive you. When if you a man and you sucking a dick, the Lord gonna destroy you. You know what I mean? He might not destroy you at that moment. It tells you in Scripture because judgment don't come swiftly. Bear with me for a second. It says, because this is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, meaning because you sin and the Lord didn't come, like basically judge you or punish you immediately. Therefore, the heart or the mind of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So people continue to do wickedness because, that's just like when a dude is just everybody know just a super nigga, right? Just gonna call it for what it is. Everybody know a super nigga, dude, in and out of jail, in and out of jail, in and out of jail, until he about 50 years old. He done put, half of his life in jail, and then he realized like, shit, I'm tired of doing this. You know what I mean? Because his mind was fully set to do evil. Because he looking at it like, and then catch up with him. That's just like Esau. Esau really don't think he did nothing wrong. In his spirit, he know he did something wrong. That's why Esau be up there worried. Like I said, it could be three Edomites and they'll look at you crazy. It's one of you. You know what I mean? Like, because you know deep down in your spirit that you got something to pay for. You know what I mean? The atrocity that these people did, they literally was raping the men. And then you got these punk ass. I just listened to Faison Love bitch ass say some shit. He would basically wear a dress because if it's funny. That shows you how these people are really ungodly. You know what I mean? The scriptures say that a man should not wear what pertains to a woman, and a woman should not wear what pertains to a man. But because for money or what you think is funny, it'd be funny when the Lord kill your fat ass. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just, and all that old, like how they said he went to jail for beating up a little kid and all that shit. Like that mean nothing though. Like I say, I mean, like that really don't. Like I said, you gonna see, man, they don't even understand what this man got come. Why would you want to wear a dress if you knew the history of these people raping you in front of your women and shit like that? This ain't made up. This is true. It's called buck baiting. It's called buck breaking. They would take the biggest, strongest man and rape him in front of the fucking women. And then that's why they wonder why you call Esau a natural fucking faggot. Well, we ain't supposed to talk about that, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyhow, back in the scripture, Salakia for that, it says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. And it say, make all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, meaning the philosophies. That's why you got all these nations that have adopted this philosophy of it's okay to have homosexuality. You know what I mean? Now it's okay. You got in the Holy Land, you know what I mean, over in Israel. That's how you know them not the real people. They don't even do anything out of the Bible. It's no such thing as kosher pork. How the fuck do you make it kosher? Kosher is something that God ordained to be clean that you can eat. Not because you said it's kosher. That's how bugged out people are. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed? We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. This place is going to be judged. And when it says to the skies, the earth, the Most High is tired of this shit. That's why probably so much stuff has happened in the year 2020. I mean, you literally had people say you should just do away with the year 2020 because it's been major judgments and you ain't even seen the major judgment yet. The major judgment is going to be in the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, 15. For the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword with the Lord Yahweh, while Yahweh shall plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. There's going to be many people that die. You people, I was just talking to a young brother today. He was talking about the numbers. And I'm like, to show you how Esau is really the devil, because he lies and he's deceitful on certain things, but then certain things is the truth. When you go into the numbers, he talking about pretty much 2 million people in the country died from coronavirus. But it's a population of 320 something million. So if you break that down, that's like less than 1%. So, you know what I mean? Like, I can see if you went into like the bubonic plague numbers, this is how they played on you. You know, so he's telling truth on that. And that's why I used to get mad at people that sitting up there, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like bubonic plague and the Spanish flu and shit like that, that killed millions and millions of people in a short amount of time. This ain't really killed that many. Worldwide, you got fucking 7 billion people. Worldwide, the number ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like I said, like if you ever went to the statistics of the flu and this, it's pretty much the same, pretty much numbers. But they done made this super deadly boogeyman out of some shit when people don't even understand that. Like when you go into that pandemic and the C virus and all that, it's just like you got many of COVIDs. You know, the flu is a COVID. You know what I mean? A common cold is a COVID. You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna get Zechariah 14 and 12, but yeah, just to end it off, since I already went to Isaiah 14 and 12. This is the book of Zechariah 14, verse 12. And there shall be Salakia, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord, this shall be the plague. When you go into that word plague, it's H4046. Magafa, pestiler, defeat, plague, stroke, slaughter. So this is what he's going to use to destroy people. That's what this means. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, meaning all the people that punished his people. The Lord going to use this as well as those that are of the 2/3 of his people. It tells you that in the book of Zechariah, the 13th chapter. It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand. Now take the time to imagine what kind of device can actually make your skin burn off of your body while you standing up. Upon your feet, and their eyes shall consume away. What can burn your eyeballs? What can get so hot that can burn your eyeballs out of your eye sockets while you standing up upon your feet and melt your flesh at the same time? In their holes and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. So at the end of the day, if you go look up anything on Hiroshima or Nagasaki, you have people that basically the atomic bomb is based off, or the nuclear bomb is based off of the atomic bomb energy or the design. It's basically atomic bomb. It's, technology. At the end of the day, that's a device that could do that. And these countries now, it's more countries in the world with ICBMs, meaning intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear capabilities right now than ever before in history. That's why you got such a thing called a doomsday clock that can actually, like, come on, Esau know his kingdom is up. Do you know it's the closest in history of this clock ever being to midnight? Meaning when it's at midnight, basically it's going to be Armageddon. And Armageddon goes into the Hebrew word Yahweh Shaphat, meaning Yahweh's judgment. So with that, I'm going to end the lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory. Call Haloyim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahushua, Ba Hashem, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, it's an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, looking like the other nations, but subscribing and believing in this truth. To you, I say shalom. Until next time, Lord willingly. To his Owit, shalom, shalom, and Mawak Lababal. Shalom.